Kakadosh Boker Tov, we're going to continue with Daf Kuf Kaftet 129A1. Okay, yesterday we finished off by speaking about a woman that just gave birth, a yoledet. So he said that as long as the uterus is open, whether she says that she needs to have Chilul Shabbat done for her or not, we are always going to be Mechalel Shabbat. Once Nistama Kever, which means once it has closed, whether she says she needs or not, we're not going to be Mechalel Aleha et HaShabbat. Ravashi Matnihacha. So this is where we start today. Kukavtet Amudalef on the top. Ravashi taught the Braita like this. More Zutra Matnihacha, more Zutra though, he taught in a different way. Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Shmuel, says Rav Yehuda name Shmuel, Chaya, Kozman Shal Kever Patuach, right? A woman that she just gave birth, as long as the uterus is open, Ben Amrat Sichani, Ben Amrat Sichali, whether she says that she needs to be Mechalel Shabbat or somebody doesn't need to be Mechalel Shabbat for her, we are going to be Mechalel Shabbat. Nistama Kever, if the uterus has closed, okay, this is on Kuf Kaftet Amud Aleph, okay, if the uterus is closed, Amrat Sichani, if she says that she needs Mechalel Shabbat, we're still going to be Mechalel Shabbat. Lo Amrat Sichani, if she doesn't say that she needs it, we don't do it for her. So Amar le Ravina le Meneimar, it says Ravina to Meneimar. Morzutra matni lekula, Ravashi matni lechumra. Hilchata keman. Who's the halacha? Like the chumra or the kula? Because remember, the difference between them is that according to the first Braita, whether she said that she needed or not, once nistama kever, once the uterus is closed, nigmar sipur. That's it. It's finished. You're not allowed to be Mechalel Shabbat. According to the second Braita, if she says that she needs it, you are Mechalel Shabbat. If she doesn't say it, you don't. So do we go lekula or lechumra? Amalei, he answers halacha k'mor zutra, v'safek nefasho la'kel. Halacha is like more zutra, which means that we go like the mekel, like the kula. Okay? Me'ematai p'tichat ha'kever. When is it considered that a woman has her uterus open for giving birth? Amar Abaye says, Nisha sheteshev al mashber. The second that she sits on the birth stool, right, to give birth, that's what it means. It's p'tichat ha'kever. Once the blood starts coming out from the uterus. And some people say, when her friends have to carry her, when she's so weak that she's already starting the birth, that they have to carry her, they have to support her. Until when is it considered that it's still open? Abaye says 3 days. Remember, the 3 days was always a very common concept to do with healing, whether it's from the Brit Milah or other things. Rava says the name of Yehuda, Shiva, 7 days. The Amnila, and some people say even until 30 days. So look at the difference of opinions between 3, 7, and 30 even. Okay? Fine. So Amri Narda, says Narda, Chaya, really be'emet, there are 3 different times, and they're all correct. Shlosha, Shiva, Ushloshim. There's 3, 7, and 30. Shlosha, when we're talking about 3 days, the first 3 days, whether she said Tzrichani or she says Lo Tzrichani, Mechalel Shabbat. So the first 3 days, they're always Mechalel Shabbat for her. The first 3 days. The 7 days, if she says she needs it, Mechalel Shabbat. If she says she doesn't need it, we're not Mechalel Shabbat. Shloshim, after that, until the 30 days, even if she says Sichani, we're not going to be Mechalel on her Shabbat, but we're going to do it through a goy or a goya, okay, until the 30 days. Just like Ravula bered Rav Ilai, anything which is the necessity of a goy, of a sick person, you can do it through a goy on Shabbat. The Rav Nuna, just like Rav Nuna, says Rav Nuna, which is basically a chole shem bo sakana, any type of a sick person that's not in a life and death situation. Omer lo nochri, will say you're allowed to tell a goy, and they're allowed to do a melacha of Shabbat. So it comes out everything that we mentioned before, whether it's 3, 7, and 30, that is all halacha l'maaseh, but just the 3 different times. The first 3 days, the chalil to Shabbat, always. From 3 till 7, it's only if she needs it. If she doesn't need it, if she says she doesn't need it, we don't do it. From 7 to 30, even if she says she needs it, we don't do it. However, though, from 7 till 30, the halacha states is that we will ask a goy in order to do whatever she needs. Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Shmuel, says Rav Yehuda Amar Shmuel, Bechaya 30 yom, right? For a chaya, a woman that just gave birth, it's 30 days. The ma'ilchata, Narda says, what does this mean? To do a tevilah, which means that she does not go to do the mikveh within 30 days of birth because of tzinabas. Maybe she's going to catch a cold. So the first 30 days, she doesn't go to the mikveh. Amar Rava says, Lo amran el shem bala ima. That's only if the husband's not with her. Aval bala ima, but if the husband's there, bala mechamema, the husband will warm him up, which means the actual relations in itself and the flesh coming together, that in itself will warm her up, and therefore she won't get damaged from the cold. Just like the daughter of Chasta, which was the wife of Rava, Tavla begot latin yomin, right? She went and she did tevilah within the first 30 days. Shelo bifnei bala, but the husband wasn't around. It's not, right? And what happened is that she became cold. And they brought her bed to Rava and Pumpadita in order to have relations, in order to warm her up, which means that mamash, they had to carry her there in order, because if not, she's going to get a cold, she's going to pass away. So that's what they had to do. Okay, and then she was cured, actually, it says here. Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Shmuel, says Rav Yehuda Shmuel, we're even allowed to make a bonfire, like a furnace, a fire for a yoledet on Shabbat, for a woman that just gave birth on Shabbat, because again, it's a sakana if she's going to become cold. So savur mina, so they thought from her lechaya'im lecholelo, only for a woman that just gave birth, but not for a regular sick person. And they only thought it was only during the winter time, yes, but during the summertime, no, right? But it's not true, right? Okay, that's what it says in the brackets. Velohi that it's not, but there's no difference between one another. Fine. Itmar, it was stated. Amar Rav Chia bar Avi Amar Shmuel. Usually we skip out those round brackets. Only, okay? So Itmar, it was stated. Rav Chia bar Avi Shmuel, ikis dam nitzadin. If a person even was bloodletting, they took out blood, and then they got cold, osin lo midura, they do it on Shabbat, v'afilu b'tkofat Tammuz, even, right, in Tammuz. So you see from here, from this is the parenthesis, here you do see that even for any type of a sickness, there's even bloodletting, which is, at the end of the day, he just took out blood, which in the olden days they thought was a very big refuah, so they used to do it all the time. And even in the summertime in Tammuz, right, which that's where we're in right now this month, that's what they would also do it. Okay, Shemuel, tzalchu le takatka de shaga. So Shemuel, when he took out dam pamachat, when he took out blood one time, tzalchu le takata de shaga, which means they went and they broke a chair which was made of etz tidhar. It's a type of a chair. They weren't able to find other wood, so much they took a chair and they used it as firewood. Rav Yehuda, tzalchu le petora de yavna. They went and they had to break from him a table from the etz made out of yavna. Again, another type of an etz. Jonas, I don't know. Okay. Leraba, tzalchu leshashifa. They took a stool. V'amar le'abai leraba, v'akavam yitzbal tashchit. Amale bal tashchit de gufay adifli. Bal tashchit of the body is more important. So again, this is the same concept that we learned, if you remember, in Berachot, that bal tashchit is only if there's something for no reason. If you're doing it for a reason, there's no bal tashchit. So to here, the fact that you're taking a nice bench or whatever it is and you have to use it as firewood, but your body is more important. You're using it for yourself. So therefore, there's no problem. There's no bal tashchit. Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Rav. It says Rav Yehuda Amar Rav. A person should always even sell the walls, the beams of his house, and always purchase shoes in order not to go to barefoot, right, for his feet, right? He says, why? Because there's no bizayon gadol more than somebody that's going in the marketplace barefoot. So it's better to be without a house, but to have shoes. That's what it says here. Right? The Marsha says, and no, that the explanation here is because of what we just mentioned before, and that's a continuation of the Gemara, because if a person doesn't have shoes, they get cold right away. And it's true. Somebody once told me that if a person's cold, it's because they're walking around without shoes. And it's 100% correct. If you're very, very hot, walk around barefoot. If you're cold, always put on slippers or things like that. And then that will protect you from the cold. Okay? So very, very important. But that's what's actually brought down in this Gemara right here. Okay? Ikiz dam. If a person, they bloodlet, then lo mayuchal, he has nothing what to eat. Yimkor aminalim shereglav yasvim b'mitzvah suda. You should sell his shoes in order to buy suda, which means that it's very important that after you take out blood that you eat. You need to eat in order to put it back the supply of the blood. What does it mean tzorchei suda? Rav says basar is shmuel amar yain, meat and wine. One of them says meat, one of them says wine. Rav says basar nafsha chalaf nafsha, because you need nefesh tacha nefesh, which means you need the nefesh of a bal chai is going to replenish the nefesh of another human being, right? So we're talking about of an animal for a human being. And Shmuel says yain sumaka chalaf sumaka, because blood replenishes blood, which means red replenishes red. So that's why you need the wine. The siman is shenimsar. Shenimsar. What is this? Shemuel, Nun for Yochanan, Mem for Nachman, of Yosef Samech and Rava. Okay, so that's Shenimsar. Shemuel biyom adav milta. Shemuel, when he was makiz dam, when he used to bloodlet, avdila tashira ditchile, he used to make something of made out of spleen. Of Yochanan, right? But it's very, very red. So the same concept, red replenishes red. Of Yochanan, shater denafik tia meuneh. He used to drink wine until there used to come out the smell of wine from his ears. Rav Nachman shatia dekai tachle. Rav Nachman used to drink until his entire spleen was full of wine. Okay, Rav Yosef shatia denafik menvida de kusilta. So he used to drink until he used to come out from the hole that they just did the kli akaza. Used to come out wine. Rava used to look for wine, which had like 3 alim, which means 3 years old. Amalu Rav Nachman ben Yitzchak Rabbanan, says Rav Nachman ben Yitzchak Rabbanan, b'metuti minaychu. Right, b'vakasha mikem, yom adakaza imru levitaychu Nachman ikla legaban. Right, b'yom hakaza, tell your wives that Nachman is coming to you, which means make a very big seudah in order keilu that I'm coming. Which means he used to tell your wives to say that this person is coming to visit, and they're going to make a lot of food. Why? In order that it would actually be a refuah for them, right? Which is, again, very, very important. The kulhu amraya side, and all the types of aramot, all the types of tricks are prohibited, bar mehayaramad de shari, except for this one, which is permitted, right? Why? Because it has to do with the briut, with the health of a human being. Man davi mintav lo shale, somebody that is bloodletting and doesn't have the possibility to buy wine, lishkol zuza macha, you should take a bad zuz, right, which you can't even use anymore, which means the money is already obsolete, right? Go to 7 stores and drink from each one of them kilo that you want to buy it until you're going to drink a revit, right? And if not, eat 7 black dates, and then put oil, right? Right, which is going to heat him up by his temples. No? Yeah, by the temples. Usually tzideh is the temples. V'nigne b'shimsha, and then lie down in the sun. So that's the only type of harama that you're allowed to do because of the health. You're basically going around tasting, you're wine tasting. So you say, I want to taste wine here, wine there. You go to 7 different stores, and that's how you're allowed to do it. Okay? Avlet. Who's this Avlet? Chacham Nochri. He was a goy. Avlet, he was a goy, and he was a stargazer. Ashkechel Shmuel, the guy named Shimsha, he was lying down in the sun. Amale, he said, Chakim ad Yudai, Chacham of the Jews. Gisha mi'avetava. Says what? Tavar ra is going to be bad? Which means the heat of the sun is not good for a person, right? So you see that even from here, they already know about the sun's rays and about, sun tanning and all the chas shalom, all the things that used to come out of it. So he says, it's not good for a person. What? It's going to be good? Amale yomada kazahu. He says, no, it's the day that he bloodlet. And then that means he said that even though usually the sun's rays are bad, but on the day of bloodletting, it's important. But says the Gemara, Velohi, but it's not really true. There's one day in the year that the Shemesh actually helps a person. The day that you have Tkufat Tammuz, and Shmuel said he didn't want to reveal it to him. Okay, here it says either Tkufat Tammuz or Tkufat Tevet, which means, right, it's the longest day of the year. And some people say it's Tkufat Tevet, but it's the shortest day of the year. So that's why he says that basically what happens is that day when it falls out, it's actually going to be the how do you call it, the best for a person. Okay. Then it says over here, Hekel beruach tama shaha. Yeah, it says over here like this. Hekel beruach tama shaha siman. That is the siman, to remember the 4 memrot. Rav Shmuel damru tavayu. Rav and Shmuel both said, Kol mekel beseudat hakazat dam, mekilin lo mezonotav min hashemayim. Anybody that's going to be mekel, mezalzel, in a seudah, means they're not going to have a proper seudah after bloodletting. They're going to be mekalin lo mezonotav min hashemayim, which means they're not going to give him a lot of parnasah from the shemayim. Hu al chayav lo chas ani yachus alav. Because they're going to say what? If he's not going to be chas on himself, he's not going to have mercy on himself, I'm going to have mercy on him. Meaning that it's very important to eat after bloodletting. Rav Shmuel Damar Tevai, Rav Shmuel both said, somebody that's going to bloodlet, it should not sit where there's a lot of wind. Maybe the woman is going to take out too much blood. And then he's going to have only a revi'it of blood in his body and he's going to die. And then it's going to come the wind and it's going to blow. That's the sakana. So Shmuel used to take blood, right, from between the houses of Sheva Levinim Variach, in order that he was always protected. That means in between like the buildings, that way there was not a lot of wind. One day he did it and he felt very weak. And one of the bricks were lacking. So since one of the bricks were lacking, that's why, right, he actually was almost put in. Right? So that's why it's very, very important. Rav and Shmuel, they both said, somebody that did this bloodletting, they should taste something and then go right from the house. If you're not going to eat anything immediately, if you're going to see a dead person on the way out, his face becomes green. If he's going to see a murder, he'll die immediately. If he's going to be pogea with a chazir, it's davar acher, a pig, kasher levar acher, it's going to get sarat. So look at all these things which are very interesting that a person will get if he bloodlets and he doesn't eat immediately. Okay? And the fourth thing, somebody that's going to bloodlet, he should wait a little bit and then get up. The Marmor says, there are 5 things which could cause death more than life. If you eat and you stand up. If you drink and you stand up immediately. If you sleep and you stand up immediately. If you bloodlet and then you stand up immediately. If you are mishamesh mitato and then you got up immediately. Which means all these things you're supposed to wait and then to do it. So technically speaking, even all these things a person should wait. It doesn't actually say how long, right? But a person should wait. Okay? Amar Shmuel says, Pursa de Dama, the time of the Hakazat Dam Be'adam Tzayid is called Tzatin Yomin, which means every 30 days. Okay, so once every 30 days, a person should bloodlet. Uvena Prakim, once he's been a Prakim, which means at the end of the 40 years, he does it less, he does it once every 2 months. Uvena Prakim, and then again when he gets to 60, right? So then it becomes Yachzor Vimayet. Again, it becomes once every 3 months. Right? So basically, again, it should be every 30 days. He passes another 20 years. And then when he's going to be 40, it's once every 2 months. Again, 60, it's once every 3 months. Amar Shmuel and Shmuel says, Pursa de Dama, the time for bloodletting, Chad b'Shabbata, Arba'a u'Ma'aleh b'Shabbata. You should do it on Sunday, Wednesday, and Erev Shabbat. Again, Sunday, Wednesday, and Erev Shabbat. Those are the times when you should bloodlet. Aval Shirim v'Chamishi, but Monday and Thursday, no. The Amar More says, somebody that has zechut avot, Yakiz dam Shirim v'Chamishi, he could do bloodletting on Mondays and Thursdays. Because Beti and Shilmala and Shilmata, they both sit down on Mondays and Thursdays at the same time, meaning it's the same time as above and below. So why can't you do it on Tuesday? You told me Sunday, and then you said Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, yes. Monday and Thursday, no. What about Tuesday? So it says, why not on Tuesday? Mishum de kamele b'madim bezaveh. Because the mazal of madim is in the shah zugit. Okay, so here you have the chart in the footnote there in the art scroll. You have the entire chart of all the mazalot. The mem, right? Or I'm sure you probably have you probably also have the letter M in English. But we have the mem. So the mem, which is like shaded, that's always madim. Madim is the one of blood. So the mazal madim. So then you have the nighttime, you have the daytime, and then you have basically that's all the hours of the night, the hours of the day, and then you have every single day, right? Because you have Yom Aleph, Bet, Gimel, right? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Shabbat. Then you have down. So for example, the mazal of madim, right? He's saying over here is always going to be in the Shah Zugot on Tuesday, which means if you go to Yom Gimel, I don't know why that means that.
Zugot is pair.
Which one?
I said Madanim Zugot is pair, so why Tuesday is not pair?
Exactly, that's what I'm looking. I don't understand. It is on 6. On 6 is a pair, but it's not on 2, 4. It's not on 8.
Maybe they go because Briat HaOlam was Wednesday, and then 6 will be Tuesday.
Ah, that's what it's doing? I don't know. There's a very, very long footnote. It says, Mazal Ma'adim is Memuna Lacherev ala Devar Koperniut. Basically, the Ma'adim is the one that's in charge of the sword, plagues, Puraniyut. So that's why it's, it gives over Udvarim Zugim, Yesh Lashdim Ruach Fine. Because since it comes out on the Shah Zugit, but also on Monday. Monday and Thursday is the same. But also Friday. Friday is 4. And then 6. I'm not understanding. Here he says that there's going to be 7 types of the Kochvelechet, the Saturn, the Rai Shabtai, Tzedek, Madim, Chama, which is the sun, Noga Kochav, that's Mercury, Levana, which is the Yareach, the moon. So that's the Rashet Tevot. Then he says every single one goes for an hour, and then you have another one. That was at the beginning of Maaseh Bereshit. Yom Revi b'Shabbat. It says שבשעה ראשונה של ליל רביעי. That means that the first one on Leil Revi'i was Shabtai. בשעה שנייה is Tzedek, שלישית Madim. Okay, every single time starts again. I don't know. It didn't come out. I'm not sure. I didn't come out 100%. Here it is. מדוע אסור להקיז דם ביום שלישי? בכל שעה אותו יום של מדים is only בשעה זוגיות. So he says the reason why חידושים מיוחדים לרען דבריהם מצאים למן יום שביום שיש בו שליטה למדים בשעה זוגית נעשה כל אותו היום. So the entire day becomes bad. So if it's only going to be on the 12th hour, it's already at the end of the day. So it's not a problem. So it's mashma only because it's smack in the middle of the day. That's what it sounds like. Meaning the only one which is smack in the middle of the day, I'm not sure. It doesn't come out clear. I'm not. We would have to look into this much more, but I'm not sure. Okay, fine. Tzarich Iyun. We have to put a tzarich Iyun on this. Let's try to continue, and then we'll see if we can come back or whatever. And says the Gemara, Maleh Shabbat Anami Kama Bezavi. He says, 1 second. Also on Erev Shabbat, Also, the Mazal Madim is going to be B'Shah Zugit. So why do we say that you should do it on Erev Shabbat? So answers the Gemara, no, on Erev Shabbat, since a lot of people do it, because I guess they used to eat on Friday night, a good meal. So therefore, Shomer Petayim Hashem. Amar Shmuel says, Arba'a Dehu Arba'a, Arba'a Dehu Arbeisa. Yom Revi'i B'Shabbat is the 4th of the month, and Arba'a, which is also the 14th of the month. Arba'a was and also the 4th is also the 24th. Arba'a Leleka Arba'a Batreh. The 4th is that there's no 4 days afterwards. Sakanta, it's going to be a sakana. Rosh Chodesh, on Rosh Chodesh, V'Sheni Lo, and on the Monday, Chulsha, it's going to be a Chulsha. Shlishi Lo, on the 3rd day of the month, sakana. Malei Yom HaTava, which is going to be Erev Yom Tov, Chulsha. Malei Yom HaDatzarta, when it's going to be on Erev Shavuot, sakanta, it's also sakana. Right, this is the famous thing about Erev Shavuot, which is a sakana. The Gazar Banan Kulim Yom HaTava, so basically they made a decree on all Erev Yom Tovs because of the Erev Yom Tov of Shavuot. The Nafi Bezika Ushmet Tavuach, because there's a wind, a shed that comes out and his name is Tavuach. The Lo Kablu Yisrael Torah, but if the Torah, if the Bnei Yisrael did not accept upon themselves the Torah, have a Tavach Lulu B'Yisrael Dumayu, they would have shechted them, they would have slaughtered them. Okay? So Amar Shmuel says, Achal Chita v'yikiz dam, if you ate wheat and then you were bloodletting, yikiz dam, right? V'lo yikiz ela lo chita, so you only did it, it didn't help only for that. And immediately one of these words, l'irfuah v'lo kiu lemekil, but if it's going to be to take out a lot of blood, so then you're allowed to do that. You could do that even after eating. Which basically the concept was you should do it before eating. Okay? Hamakiz dam, if somebody's going to bloodlet, shtiya le'altar, it's good to drink immediately. V'achila ad chatzimia, but eating, you only eat after half a meal of traveling, right? Or basically waiting that amount of time. Ibailehu, right? So they're going to ask the following question. Shtiya le'altar ma'alev v'atarachi kashi, what? Only if you drink immediately, it's good, but if you wait, that it's bad, or maybe it's afterwards, it's just not good, but not bad. So it says the Gemara, Teiku, we don't have an answer. They're going to ask another question. Eating until chatzimil is going to be good, but before then, after that, or before then is bad, or maybe it's just not good or not bad. Teiku, we don't have an answer as well. Machliz Rav used to announce, Kari bezuza, if you are going to sell 100, Me'a kare bezuza. If you have 100 dluim, 100 pumpkins in a zuz, me'a reishe bezuza, or if you have 100 heads of an animal bezuz, buy them. Me'a sfama smame velo klum. If it's 100 lips of an animal, take them, but don't pay for them even a zuz, because it doesn't help. Which means these things, it's only going to be good if it's very, very cheap. If not, don't even bother. Amar Rav Yosef says to Yosef, Ki avina be Rav Kahana, when we were in the academy of the Rav Kahana, of Rav Huna, Yom Adepagre Berabanan, there was a time that the people were not learning. So Amri Aina Yom Adisfamehu. So they used to say it's a day of Sfatayim. Right? We didn't understand what he was saying. Which means why? Because it was bitul. It was like there was no gain from it. So the same thing, if you're going to buy lips of an animal doesn't gain, you don't gain from it. Fine. 2 dots. The koshin and tabur. So we said you're allowed to cut. You're allowed to tie the biblical cord of the child on Shabbat. You're allowed to even to cut it off. Tanu Rabbanan, we learned to write that koshin and tabur. Rabbi Yosef meraf chotzchin. You're allowed to even cut it. The tonina shilya. You're even allowed to do a tmana on the shilya on the placenta. The sheicham of blood. In order that the blood is going to be warmed up. They used to do a tmana, right? So he says they used to do a tmana in sfalim shel shemen, in a bucket of oil. Right? Benot hashirim, the benot hashirim, besogim shel semer, in like a cotton wool. Benot aniyim, in the poor women, they used to put it in mochin, and other types of cotton. So Amar Nachman, Rabbi Yosef, that you're allowed to even cut it on Shabbat. Amar Nachman, Rav Modil Chalun Rabbi Yosef, when it's 2 children which are connected together, chotchi maitama, the menatchi adade. Right? Because basically they're going to pull on each other, and therefore it's going to become a sakana. So for sure, it's going to be 2 children attached. You're allowed to cut it. Right? Amarav. Kol amur beparashat tochecha. Anything which is written in Yecheskel, which is parashat tochecha, osin lechaya. You're allowed to do it to a chaya on Shabbat, to a woman that just gave birth on Shabbat. Shneimar, it says in the pasuk, umolatayich, which is basically the holada. Yom lo totach lo karat sharech. It wasn't cut the belly button with the umbilical cord. You weren't washed, right? You weren't salted. and you weren't put in clothing. So from here we learn you're allowed to give birth. So you're allowed to basically, give birth to a child on Shabbat. You're allowed to let them give birth. Here we learned that you're allowed to cut, right? The umbilical cord on Shabbat. You're allowed to wash a child on Shabbat, right, with hot water. You're allowed to even salt them in order to strengthen their skin on Shabbat. We put them around clothing on Shabbat in order to straighten out all his limbs on Shabbat. And we finish the chapter of Mifanim. Okay? And then we start the Rebbe Eliezer the Milah, so we're going to talk about the Brit Milah. Okay? Have a wonderful day, Bezrat Hashem.